Well, good morning, everybody. What a great Saturday morning. We're always excited to get on here. March 26, 2022. It's hard to believe it's already March, and April is upon us quickly. So as we get started this morning, glad to have everyone. We're very excited to have Tracy Ternberg as our guest, and Jackie is going to tell us give us a great story. And Jackie is, I don't know what to say, one of the better testimonial stories we got. But I think Coach Rowland has also has got a little bit of PowerPoint to pull up to give us some updates and things that are happening. I'm lost voice. Y'all may hear this crusty voice. Coach Palmer and I were talking the other day. It's like, I don't know which one of us' voice is getting worse. I'm not sure if it's because we're just a little under the weather or we're just talking all the time on the phone. I think God's way of showing me to slow down a little bit is to take my voice away. And sometimes it gets a little raspy because been a lot of excitement, a lot of good things going. You know, my wife even comments on the fact that she says, I know when things are busy because you start to lose your voice. And it's because we talk so much. And I am definitely there. So I'm drinking some hot tea right now to try to cool that voice off. But glad to have all of you on. These Saturdays have been exciting for several years, but we're at a place in time when I think things are really getting excited. And Todd's pulled up the weekly wrap up, as you want to call it, but we get from Christine McKay. You should be getting these emailed. If you're not, you need to check, find out why you're not receiving these emails. But I'm going to tell you something. Somebody that's on here that just received their $10,000, hear this again, the $10,000 savings bonus from the company. And that's John and Christy Oakey. They're a part of my team, and they're under Dr. Ginger and Aaron. And I remember when they joined the business, and they John is, I guess, the anchor man is what you'd call him, the anchor man for the morning news there in Nebraska, Omaha. And guys, they just received their think about that just for a second. This is over and above your normal weekly paychecks. They build literally a savings account for you, $10,000 check. So how do you earn it? Guys, each week that you make a paycheck that's a minimum of $250 in your base commissions, they give you an additional 15% that goes into a savings account. A lot of companies do different things. We call it our luxury bonus, but the good part about what our company does is they allow you to keep that money. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my daughter the other day, and she was asking me to check something in her ex office. I said, you realize that you're well on your way to your $10,000 bonus? And she said, yep, my goal is to get it collected before the end of the year. And so at any rate, it's just so exciting that you get that. I mean, sometimes you don't even realize that it's being built. I've got people that didn't even realize that was a part of the comp plan. We don't talk about it enough until somebody wins it. And John and Christy called me from the office. They went out there to pick their check up. They just wanted to be present. So that's when they did the Shop Live. Many of you may have seen them on the Shop Live when they talked about the new product. But Todd, I don't know what all you want to talk about the weekly updates, but I know that was one of the things you wanted to emphasize is how you earn that money and how it builds up each week. It does have a cap. You can't get but $2,000 per month. Once you collect your $10,000, then you get a monthly paycheck that just goes directly into your deposit on Friday mornings along with your regular check. So Todd, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, Chris, you can only get an extra $2,000 per month. That's slightly less, but not much less than I was making as a full-time football coach 20 years ago when I started in this industry. So, it's a great extra thing that's in our pay plan that a lot of times people don't realize is there until they're halfway there. I know that there are a number of people that are approaching in, and I think they finally on the new system now have it in our back office. So you'll be able to see that on your dashboard. You'll see it growing. And just to reiterate what Chris said, your income in base pay only, it's the only thing that counts, or half your team lead bonus counts. So if you're getting 30% on ultimate status, you'll still get 50% of that will count. But as long as you make $250 in a week or more, they're going to match an extra 15% into your savings account. You cannot get it until it hits 10,000, as Chris just said. But you'll be glad you didn't get it because sometimes it's hard to save. It falls into that accounted for money, and you just start spending it. So it'll be nice when you see it roll up to 10,000. You get the phone call like John and Christy did, who – Chris, they're in your business and Aaron Decker's business. I mean, they're as part-time as you can get. Christy owns her own company. And John is if you think about your news station in your town you live in, he is your most famous local news person. He used to be the sports guy. but he's now switched over and he runs the morning show in Omaha, Nebraska, home of Warren Buffett and the college baseball World Series. So, Chris, it's a neat thing. And Brent, I know you've joined us now too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I thought about this, Todd, just the other day, and I'm very fortunate to get the $2,000 maxed out each month. And, going back, I'm a Denali guy, so I love Denali's, GMC Denali's. And I don't know about y'all, but that pays for basically 2 GMC Denali's to drive around each and every month. If you put that in perspective. So it's truly life-changing. So to see John and Christy get this and know what's coming each and every month is exciting. And I know we've got a lot more to come. I know we've got somebody on this call that's just a few weeks away from getting the $10,000 bonus. So just exciting to see people do this.
Yeah, I kind of reiterate what you mentioned is the car thing, is that so many people talk about it as a car program. It's really, ours is set up where you can do what you want to, but you get to own the car. It's not a leased car. And the company I had been with was a lease program, and you had to sign for the lease. I love this. I think it's one of the coolest things our company's done in our comp plan. It's a very interesting way of doing it. And if you want to put it onto a car, like you said, 2 Denali's, I think some of the folks out in California are more about the Lamborghinis. I mean, it's amazing how many Duke Tubman's team. I was talking to Duke this week. It's like everybody out there buys Lamborghinis and Ferraris with their program. I'm too old to get in a Lamborghini anymore. I realize I like to drive them, but at the time I get in, I'm getting out of them. It's a little more difficult than it used to be. But at any rate, it's a really exciting. But Todd, I know you're going to mention something about that back office training, because I think that's a really cool thing that Taylor's doing for us right now.
That's right. So John and Christy will be on Monday nights live from the company. And then on Thursday, and you always remember, you got to do the conversion time-wise. Sometimes when you first join, you kind of don't pay attention because you're not used to doing it. But most things that come out from the company are on Mountain Standard Time. So that'll be a noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. If you want to understand your back office better, there's going to be a great training there. There's 4 different people that are going to participate in that, headed up, as Chris said, by Taylor, who is really maybe the most knowledgeable person up there on back office and commissions. He's been with the company for about 7-8 years and does an amazing job. And then also coming up this week, we have another Shop Live. The Shop Live, I'm just going to give you a real brief thing. I'm going to turn it over to Brent, because I know they're going to do a whole Zoom on this tomorrow night. But on the Shop Live, when you go into your back office, if you've never done this before, it'll be right there on your dashboard, just right there, which it's circled in yellow. Click Shop Live. Once you do, you will pull up this page here, and it's going to say Sleep Smarter with Dr. Crystal Vance. If you've never heard Dr. Crystal speak, she is an amazing communicator. You will not be let down if you get guests on here, but just click that share button. And when you click the share button, it's going to give you the ability to copy. And once you copy right there, just like you've done on anything else you've ever done, you can go and paste it into a text. You can paste it into an email. You can paste it on any social media platform you want to. And if they watch that live, if you're not aware of this yet, they're going to be able to buy the products that Dr. Crystal talks about to sleep better while the Zoom is going on. So, Brent, I know you and Andrea have a big hour-long special on this tomorrow night.
Absolutely, Todd. If I can, I'm going to let Andrea screen share real quick. Can we go off of that and just where everybody can get a picture? One of the things I want everybody to know about this Shop Live is Todd and Chris both, we've talked this week, and this past week we had some organizations that had their biggest week in a long time due to the Shop Live, and I was looking at through my organization, I'm seeing teams really blow up their weekly paychecks through this Shop Live. So here's what we're going to do tomorrow night. Andrea, I don't know if you can share, if you've got the flyer yet, but Andrea Rosser on her Sunday night training call is going to exclusively talk about the Shop Live, have guests on, talking about how to build for the event. Remember, promoters are the ones that make the most money here. So it's not all about just getting on Wednesday and viewing the Shop Live. It's about working the week up to Wednesday to get the most guests on, those people are the ones that's having the explosion in the shop live. So Andrea might not have the flyer ready yet. If she does, we'll post it up on NewAge Nation, MOA Challenge, other places, Level Up Life. But that's what tomorrow night's call is going to be. It's at 8 p.m. Central Time Zone. We'll put the link in the chats, but don't miss that, because what we're going to do, or what she's going to do, is exclusively teach you how to build for that shop live and get the most guests on. Okay. Because this is a powerful tool for us that we're going to continue to use each and every week, this shop live. So we're going to focus in on it and teach people how to leverage this shop live into their business and into their organization. And also, Todd, I just wanted to share this. On Tuesday, we've started a chalk talk on Tuesday, and I wanted to, during my time, this Tuesday at 12, Tracy Ternberg, which is our guest today, is going to be coming on Tuesday, 12 Central, and doing the chalk talk with me, talking about the nitty gritty about how to build in this industry, somebody that has earned millions of dollars in this industry. So excited about that. Tune in with us on Tuesday.
One thing I want to add, and they mentioned these will all be posted on the Facebook groups. Guys, if you're not a big Facebook person, that doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're plugging in, because all these things get announced, they're posted, and that's one of the best ways to keep plugged in and know what's going on from around just the things that are happening on a daily basis, whether it's a Zoom. Dr. Crystal and my daughter do a Zoom on Tuesday nights now, and we post all that. But it's just an exciting time in the company. And I know the next thing we're going to go to is probably I've been with this company now 9 years, a little over 9 years. It's hard to believe it's been 9 years. I guess when they say when you're having fun, time passes fast, and I'll agree with that. And we're going to Jackie first before we go into the trips. Todd, you got Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie's first.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
What are you telling me?
Yeah, Jackie's before the trips.
Hey, what can I say? I'm going to let you interview Jackie. I've seen Jackie several times. As a matter of fact, when we checked into the Destin event, she hollered at me. Our rooms were very close to each other. And every time I see her, it's almost like I'm like, oh my gosh, you just keep shrinking and you keep continuing to look so amazing. So Jackie, your story is probably one of the most powerful in our company. It's used by so many people, but it's almost like you don't believe it's the before and after pictures. We have several of those, of course, but you're one of the ladies that has just dramatically changed not only your health, but your weight, but your overall health is dramatically changed. So thanks for being on this morning.
Thanks for having me. So you just want me to tell you my story?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jackie. By the way, just for a really good introduction, I found out yesterday that Jackie is 52 years old, and she not only lost the weight, not able to walk up a flight of stairs the day she began her journey with the NewAge products and her new lifestyle change, but she's gone from that to actually running half marathon. She runs like a 22-year-old mile pace and goes out and runs 8 miles a day on a regular basis now. And I mean, Jackie, could you have ever dreamed it when you first started? So tell us that first. Like, did you think it was going to work for you? And then I want you to go through exactly what you did, every step of the way, what products you took, what lifestyle changes you made, all the way up until today.
Okay. So 2 days before I actually, this picture here, that my before picture, I had just gotten out of the hospital 2 days before that. And that's when I realized, I needed to make some changes because it was the 4th time that year. And so I was talking to a friend at work, and she introduced me to this other lady who told me about the drops and the optimals. I believe it was called the Dr. Ginger Gold Pack. And I said, well, you know what, I'm going to try it and just see what happens. And so I tried it, and it worked right away. And I just kept losing weight. And 5 months later, I was at my goal weight. And so that was 60 pounds. I've lost about 5 since then. I've also gained a lot of muscle. So, but anyway, so what I did was I did the Dr. Ginger Gold Pack, which consisted of the optimals and the drops. And I followed the approved food list pretty much to a T. I was very strict with myself because I wanted it so bad. And then it was about last summer, I actually, I started exercising, and I just can't even believe how far I've come, you know, and now I've signed up for a half marathon. I'm going to do a 10 miler with my 27-year-old daughter. And I actually ran about a minute and a half faster than she does. So I'm going to have to slow down for her.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. Now I do, my favorite products I would have to say is Renew, the MOA, and Noni, because they really do a lot for my exercise, for my workouts, especially after. I take them before and after, actually. And because otherwise I'm going to feel depleted and sore. So, but I don't take the drops anymore. I do take Magna-Cal D, the Pure Nourish, the Giving Greens. I guess that's it. Optimals, Magna-Cal D.
So just to reiterate, so everybody that wants to try to mimic your journey, when you began your journey, you began with the Optimals, which is our Optimal V and our Optimal M, and the drops. And one thing I think I heard you say just now that I think may be important, because I get asked all the time, is that you did the approved food list in the Slenderized book to the T.
Yes.
So no cheat days, no cheat meals. You went 100% in.
Yeah. Well, toward the end, I would let myself have one cheat dinner a week. But even then I didn't really cheat. You know, I'd go to a restaurant and I'd have chicken with, my two sides would be broccoli, you know? So it wasn't really, I guess it wasn't really cheating, but yeah. And I've actually written a 4-week menu plan, and it's completely Slenderized approved. And so if there's anybody out there that wants a copy of it, I can send it to you.
You just open that
when
up.
you get done talking, maybe throw your email up there in the chat box, and people can just email you. You can just forward it to them. That's very kind of you to do that. So today in the maintenance phase, now that you've lost the weight, you're not taking the drops anymore, but are you still on the Optimals along with the Noni and MOA?
Yep. I think the Optimals are very important for weight loss, for maintaining, because you need that good nutrition. You know, you have to feed your body to lose weight, you know. But yeah, I take, and I think the Pure Nourish is important too, because it's got a lot of good stuff in it.
Well,
and you do the Pure Nourish and greens to. It really is. It's amazing, Chris. Do you do the Pure Nourish and greens together? Do you do it daily? When do you do that?
Yep. So in the morning, because I've never been much of a breakfast eater. So it's a really good meal replacement. And so I do it with the Giving Greens, the Beauty Boost, and Pure Nourish.
Hey, Jackie.
Yeah.
So I got just one question. Like when you were first getting started, you know, if you can think back to that point, like, I don't know about anybody else on here, but I struggle with, you know, late night snacks, like craving sugar. Like, was there something you specifically did in your product, like taking a product, like when you felt a craving coming on that you used, like, oh, I feel it coming. I need some sugar. So I'm going to do this you know, instead.
Well, for cravings, I believe when you take the drops, and at least this is what happened with me is, you know, after a short while, you start craving the good stuff instead of, you know, the candy bars and the cakes and the cookies. I started craving fruits and vegetables, you know, and I didn't want any of that other stuff. But I do believe that your cravings do change with the drops. Yeah. And even now, even to this day, that's what I crave. I'd rather have fruit any day.
It changes.
So everybody.
So I guess my question, because I'm asking this selfishly for myself.
Okay.
So if I'm about ready to eat some ice cream late at night, if I were to just take some drops before, you think that would be something good for me to do that maybe would slash that craving?
I've never heard of, I mean, I would say no.
Okay.
I would say what I tell people is, you're craving sweets, right? And so eat something healthy, eat a fruit or something like that does have some sugar in it, because after you're finished eating it, you're satisfied. And then you're happy that you didn't eat that cookie or that ice cream. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say that I say the drops over time will get rid of those cravings.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Be consistent on the drops.
Absolutely.
So
I think that's where we mess up.
Last question, because you've leveled up beast mode, as we call it in the Level Up program, and I've got to ask one question and be honest with us all, because it's a $1 million question for those that do want to have a glass of wine every now and then, or a beer or whatever. And Level Up beast mode, we do require that you cut out alcohol. That way you can do what you've done to have your body. So in your transition phase, did you have any alcohol during that phase? And
None.
if you did, when?
None. Nope.
Okay. So we're not telling you got to give up alcohol. We're just saying, if you want to do what Jackie did, that is a component of the program, because alcohol does two things. Number one, it spikes your blood sugar. Mm-hmm. But number two, it burdens your liver, which makes a lot of other things you're going to be eating turn to sugar or fat, just because your liver's not functioning up to speed. So you don't have to, but Jackie, you've had a beast mode transition. So if you're like Brent and I and Chris, who would like to do that, we got to go beast mode, Chris, and go. How long did it take again, Jackie? What's the time frame we got to do this?
5 months. Anybody can quit alcohol for 5 months.
Beautiful.
You don't have,
beautiful.
And everybody approaches it differently. Some people think it's important to have that one cheat day or whatever every couple weeks or whatever. For me, I was just so determined. I wanted it so bad for myself that I'm like, you know what? I can give things up for 5 months, and then I can allow myself. I didn't know it was only going to take 5 months, obviously, but I did say, while I'm doing this, I can give stuff up, because what it does.
Yes.
What's that?
So if I was just going to say, if anybody out there's just beginning their slenderized journey, and you want the 4-week eating program, throw your email up there for Jackie to send it over to you. And then if you want the Level Up program, just always remember, you go to Level Up Live Facebook, and up under guides are the PDFs to do Level Up normally and do Level Up beast mode. There's some, from drinking water to accountability, there's some great things on there. So Chris and Brent and I, we've restarted 100 times, but we're determined to beast mode up. Jackie, you're an inspiration to us all.
Yeah, Coach, and I'll say this. Yeah, Jackie, you are an inspiration. And one of the things that I've gotten from you, and I've also gotten from the Level Up Live community, is this is a lifelong journey, right? So there's going to be restarts, there's going to be setbacks, and thank goodness for the people that go, you know what, when you got to restart or you got to setback, we're a welcoming community that welcomes you back. So you don't have to feel guilty, because we're going through a lifelong journey here. So thank you for the inspiration, Jackie.
Yeah. But if you have a bad day and you cheat, don't beat yourself up about it. Just hop back on it the next day.
Yeah, so I see some people throwing their email in there. Probably going to be easier for Jackie to put her email in there, and then y'all email Jackie instead of her having to get all those emails and write them down. Just email her directly, and that way she can just reply and send it straight over to you. So now's vacation time. Jackie, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Chris and Brent, I'm going to turn the first two, Chris and Brent, I'm going to turn over to you guys. We can talk about my favorite vacation is the Utah Ultimate Experience, because every single person on this thing can win. Everybody on this on Zoom this morning has even if you just joined today, you have to try not to win this trip. So it's available to everybody. Costa Rica is also really in the shooting range. And then our special guest of the day, Tracy Ternberg, is going to come on last to share our Tahiti trip. So let's begin with the Utah experience, Brent and Chris.
Yeah, to me,
go first.
Yeah, this is if you really think about it the right way, this could be one of the most exciting trips. If you're sitting here looking to, how do I grow a residual income business? And it's all about, if you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want, right? And so this Utah Ultimate Experience trip, to be able to go on that, to bring a new person in right now and, help them go gold, help them go ultimate. And then over their first 6 months, help them get $3,000 in earnings. And Todd, I look back at when I was a high school football coach, $3,000 of earnings in a side hustle, coming out of the gate, like an extra income stream, was huge to me. Absolutely. You break $3,000 down over the course of 6 months for a teacher, for an educator, for a high school football coach. Think about how many people in our communities could benefit from that. But then the beauty of the Utah experience is at that point, they've got an all expense paid trip to Utah. Once they do that in their first 6 months, that not only are they going to go there and experience the culture of our company and our executives and feel the heart of our company, and to be able to go and experience, man, I've never been to Utah as a high school football coach. So to go there and get to snowmobile in the winter or ski, or in the summers, go out on the lakes and hike and do things like that, that is something you carry for the rest of your life. But then to have the intimate time with the executives and the top leaders of how to go optimize an income positioning, really catch the vision of going from part-time to what this can truly grow into a full-time business and a six-figure income stream. To me, this, if I'm focused on one thing of getting new people in and getting them to Utah, that's really set myself up for a massive, massive residual income stream that's going to last for years and years to come and truly create a legacy business here. Chris, this right here, I love all of our trips, and I'm really excited about the Tahiti trip, but this Ultimate Experience trip is will change your business.
Yeah, you and I talked about this yesterday, and yes, I'm excited about Tahiti. I'm excited about Costa Rica. But if you really want to know what excites me the most about what we have in trips right now, this Utah experience, I can tell you right now personally that going to meet the ownership of this company will make a huge difference. We've always known that. Utah's a long way, so it's made it hard for people to get, because it's not a cheap trip to get there and back. But with them, to me, this is if you want to build a business, for those of you that are here already been in the company for a while, you want your business to grow, pick out 2 or 3, 4 people that says, I'm going to help you 4 people make your trip, win your trip. That's my battle cry. Matter of fact, I've got a girl on right now from Florida, and I told her our goal for you is simply this: find you 4 people, and we're going to make you $3,000 in your first 6 months. Todd met with her last week, and that's what I told Nicole. I said, all I want you to concentrate on right now is getting this trip, because what I know for sure is you get people there, not only will they get what they want, and their belief level will go out of the roof, but the most important thing for you is you've got somebody that really is committed to building a business. And this business is all about helping someone else. And a lot of times we forget that. We think we're doing it for us. And sure we are. I mean, I will be the first to admit, the reason I worked this business is because I was broke. but I will tell you this, if you help other people and you get a few people doing this trip, your business will explode. I learned that from my mentor, whom I'm going to turn it to. My mentor is Todd Rowland. He basically taught me that he was almost young enough to be my son, but he was the one that taught me that was the most important thing, getting people up to that next level. So, and certainly Costa Rica is the same thing.
Todd, could I say one more thing about because I have a lot of people that ask about this Utah experience and they go, this is for new brand partners, right? And I'm a numbers guy. Like I love looking at numbers and I go, okay, but what about if we just played it selfish right now and went, well, I'm not a new brand partner, but what does it look like if I'm gold status and I get four new people to go to Utah? Well, match pay alone, if somebody earns $3,000 in commissions, I'm going to make an extra $450 per person. That's $1,800 that I'm going to earn off those four people earning just in match pay. So to be honest, that $1,800, I can go out there to Utah with them at that point and experience this trip. So again, it's everything is how you look at it. Like you get those four people to Utah in their first 6 months, the money you're going to generate off that movement is going to be incredible for you as well. So Coach, just wanted to add that in.
Yes. And Brent, before the company announced this for years, we had been taking groups of people to Utah for the Utah experience, but everybody had to pay their own way. So this is for our new people to get a free trip and get under their belt something they probably wouldn't have paid to go do. And then for the rest of us, we're going to pay our own way and go out there and be with those leaders. So if you get three people in your business to win the trip, then you just go and meet them there, because if you can get three people into the ultimate Utah experience, your life's about to change, because they're now going to know this business is real. You're going to have some solid teammates to work with, and you're going to build an empire. And then this is another vacation that's very winnable. It's the Power Ranker incentive. It's going to be the top 30 Power Rankers are going to win a free trip to Costa Rica. It's 6 nights, 7 days, airfare included. And guys, if you don't understand the Power Rankers yet, there is unbelievable amounts of points put on personal sponsoring. So literally somebody went out and sponsored 6, 7, 8 ultimates over the course of a month. They would pop in probably the top 10. I know I'm right now number 3 in Florida. I know John and Antoinette Ramsey are ahead of me in the Power Rankers because they are a sponsoring machine. So it doesn't matter my earnings, doesn't matter my matching check, all of those things. It matters what John and Antoinette has done, and they've only been in the company a little over a year. So anybody can win this. Anything you guys want to say about the Costa Rica trip? I mean, it speaks for itself.
No, I think it's a great trip. And I know that, like you said, Todd, I think a lot of times so many companies build it around just your earnings. This is built around power rankings. And as you already know, my daughter enjoyed it, telling everybody in Destin that she was out, she was higher power ranking than me, but she was number 1. I was number 2. But that's a great thing because she's in the top 20 and she's still a part-timer, yet she can win this trip. And I think there's so many companies don't do it that way. It's about your growth and how much commitment you have into the new person. Anybody can win this. But the one that everybody wants, and that's why we got Tracy on. I have to admit, when he was posting all these pictures of Tahiti, I have never been to Tahiti, never knew much about Tahiti. I didn't know that Noni was from Tahiti. And as a matter of fact, I should have posted a picture yesterday. Somebody, if you talk about somebody taking what products they're taking, I had 8 Noni show up, 5X show up, and 6 boxes of Moa. That just shows my liquids. I was thinking, how many liquid superfoods am I drinking? I never thought I would add something to 5X and to Moa, but I did. And I've been drinking this Noni that I had drank years ago and never thought that much about it. Maybe I just didn't hurt as much back then. And man, oh man, Tracy, we appreciate you coming on this morning. But these pictures you sent from Tahiti are absolutely. How many times have you been there?
I've been there 3 times now.
And you just talked about the culture to me. You and I talked on the phone yesterday, and you said, "What do you want me to talk about?" And I said, "Whatever you want to." We want to talk about Tahiti, of course, but Tahiti, is beautiful. You said the culture is so. It's amazing how much they appreciate the people that are out here from the Noni brand. So let's go on to that.
Here's the thing you got to understand about Tahiti. There's about 9 million people that go to Hawaii yearly. There's close to about 400,000 that go to Tahiti yearly. So number one, it's hard to get to. It's expensive to get to. It's you got to fly 8.5 hours just from LA to land in Tahiti. So when you get there, you're in this really remote place. And so for them, tourism is a big, big deal. And so they just love us, but we're more than tourists in NewAge. We're tourists, but we're also people that provide income for that entire country. We're the number one export out of Tahiti. Noni fruit is. Now, 25 years ago, there was zero export of noni fruit coming out of Tahiti. Black pearls was the number one export. And noni is a number one export coming out of Tahiti. It's the number one agricultural export. It's the number one agricultural income earner for the French Polynesian market. And that's all because of the one simple product, Tahitian noni juice. And so as it launches from there, we create this puree and we do all this stuff, and it just goes all over the world. We bottle in China, Japan, Germany, and the US. And from there, we feed over 75 markets around the world. And so these people, when you land there, they are so welcoming. They are happy to see you. When they find out that you represent NewAge, most of them know it as Miranda historically. They open up their heart. They love when we come there and visit, because they know they can't do what they do without us, and we know we can't do what we do without them. Because if they don't pick the fruit, we can't sell this amazing product.
Wow.
So
I'm excited about this.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. If you could just pin my screen, I'm just going to show some stuff on over my cam if I can. This view right here, and I'm gonna tell you first of all why you want to go to Tahiti, but then I'm gonna actually show you how you get there. Okay, how you qualify. This looks like a postcard picture. This is actually the view from the lobby of the hotel you stay at. So behind you, if you're looking out, behind you is the reception and cafe and all that stuff. It's an open air lobby. This is the view you're greeted with at the Intercontinental Hotel when you arrive in Tahiti in the city of Papeete. Across the way, you see that island there. That is an island called, most people say Moorea, but it's Moorea pronounced. But that's the other island that you're going to go to if you qualify for Tahiti. So you're going to split your time between these two islands. This view, to me, this is the most incredible, perfect paradise view that I've ever experienced in my life. And I've traveled, 40 plus countries around the world in my business. This view right here is the most amazing welcome that you're going to get. So when we're there, one of the huge things is we have the largest processing plant in all of French Polynesia. It's a building that is fully dedicated to the processing of the noni fruit. So we pick the fruit and it's handled in a certain way. They do it to our specifications, our training, and then it comes into this plant, and you're going to be able to tour this entire plant. You're going to be able to pick the fruit, eat the fruit. You're going to be able to experience a little bit of that Tahitian culture. And it doesn't matter who you ask, guys. It doesn't matter. You can ask anybody, whether they're 10 years old or they're 100 years old. They all start with the same story. The same thing is, my grandma made me take noni, because they've used noni juice for generations, thousands of years as a medicinal plant. So they know the power and the benefit of it. Inside, you can see the map up on the wall there. If you can see that, you can see where Tahiti is located in the world. It is in the middle of nowhere, but we pick it there. That is the processing plants that we send it out to for bottling. And then you can see the little bottles. If you zoomed in, you can see the little bottles all over the markets in which we produce our product in, or sell our product in. This is Scott. Scott runs the plant there, and he is a phenomenal advocate for network marketing, for NewAge, and for the French Polynesian Islands. He will teach you everything that you need to know on how we process our fruit. See, a lot of companies out there, and this is a distinction between our product and everyone else. Our product is made from puree, which basically, if you look at it, it looks like applesauce. So you take that fruit, you process it, seeds, fiber, all that stuff out, and you get that applesauce. Then we add blueberry grape to it. Everybody else uses fermented noni. So what they do is they put that fruit in water and they let it kind of do its thing and they drink the water. Our process is harder to do. It's more expensive, but it's way more nutrient rich, which is why Tahitian noni juice is such a dynamic brand and it's such an effective brand in the noni world. It is just the Cadillac of juices. One of the things, and this is getting into culture, one of the things we do as a company, we support this company called the Sos Village. The Sos Village it's not an orphanage, but it's a housing system for families that can't provide for their children. In this particular village, I think they have 49 kids there right now that they're able to be fed, shelter, education, looked after. And a lot of these kids are brothers and sisters, and they're there till they're of age, and then they get then they're able to go out and do their normal thing. But we support this area, and one of the things that we've done as a company is a lot of recreation. We put the basketball court into the basketball hoops, and we had the opportunity to play with some of the kids when we were there, and their eyes were just lighting up seeing these big, tall American dudes playing basketball with them. And we probably played for a half hour, just having fun with these kids because they don't get to experience that. Now, remember, if you look where those islands are, it's so far away. They don't know what the rest of the world looks like. And one of the girls in that picture prior had never left except for the trips that NewAge put her on to Japan and to LA so she could experience the world. And to me, that means so much. It is absolutely, it's beyond financial reward that we get for building our business. And the only way I can explain it to you is you have to be there to take it in. I can talk all day and you're still not going to get that feeling in your heart of what it's like. The people of French Polynesia they're beautiful people. They're happy people. Nobody goes without food. There's tons of fruit and fish and everything to eat. But they lack the finer things in life, high-speed internet, air conditioning, things that you and I are spoiled by. We take for granted. To them, that is, they're not even necessary for happiness in life. And they are so excited. We got to meet with the mayor on this particular day. And he was with us the entire day, armed escort. They treated us like VIPs, but they took care of us. And our point of going over there was not a vacation for us. This 100% was a work trip. And I got to publicly say that because my family was upset that I went, but it was a work trip, and we were over there to secure and further our relationship with French Polynesia, talking about exclusivity of noni, talking about things. We had part of our delegation went and met with the president of the company. Others went and met with the mayor of the island of Raiatea. Just an absolute honor to be able to converse and share with these people. We learned a lot. John J. Wadsworth, the founder of Noni, was kind of the center of attention of our core group. This is on a noni plant that we were just learning about how they fertilize and how they organically create the noni fruit. Some of the culture, once again, it's just absolutely an amazing thing. Excursions. Now, when you get to Tahiti, one of the greatest things is you're going to be on these excursions that are just going to be absolutely amazing. Whether it's taking outrigger boats up rivers, this is on the island of Raiatea. You're going to be able to see that this is a noni plantation. All the short trees there are noni trees, and the noni grows year round on the same tree. It'll blossom, grow, ripen all on the same tree year round. So they're constantly walking up and down picking this noni fruit that you and I get to consume here. Just a picture of the noni basically ripening. They call it dryer racks, where they pick the noni, and you can see some of the fruit in there. It's a little bit different color, a little bit darker white. Well, that's because what's happening is it's ripening to where it gets soft so we can actually juice it. Because the fruit itself, when you take it off the tree, is hard. It's kind of like a tomato. A green tomato is really hard, but a ripe red tomato is kind of soft. That is the same premise with the noni fruit. When you're over there, you get to experience this fruit firsthand. Now, if you're listening, if you tried noni juice and you go, I can't stand the taste of that, you'll get a new appreciation when you go to Tahiti and you eat the raw fruit, because the raw fruit is very bitter. You can actually see Greg in the middle smelling the fruit, and you can kind of see his face doing a little bit of a scrunch up. But this is the stuff you can't experience anywhere else in the world. You have to be able to do it there.
Wow.
This picture here is actually the other resort that we'll be at, it's the Hilton on the island of Moorea. So we'll be splitting islands. You get to experience too. The island of Moorea is the most beautiful place that you'll go on this trip. It is absolutely stunning. And this is probably one of the most iconic pictures you're going to see from Tahiti. And when you're up here, it's called Belvedere. When you're up at this lookout, you just sit back, and this is just in a camera view, but you get to go panoramic with your eyeballs, and you're like, I can't even put into words the beauty of this. And it is absolutely breathtaking. And this is part of the team that we were here. It was all I could say about the time spent there is we as a leadership, we've all known each other for 15 to 25 years. And with the time that we spent bonding and planning and strategizing for the future growth of this company was absolutely so valuable to us. It was unbelievable what we were able to accomplish. So this is the final night in Tahiti before we left out. And it is an incredible place to go. It's an incredible thing to see. The culture, the constant dancing. And this is, I was very blessed. No, I was gifted the ability to watch Brent Palmer do karaoke in Destin. That was one of the amazing things that I get to do with Destin. I cannot wait to see Brent Palmer up doing the Tahitian dance in Tahiti. That is my life's goal. It is my mission to get that man up there on stage with these guys dancing the traditional Tahitian dance. You can leave your shirt on, Brent, if you want to, but you are going to be doing this, so you better start working out, bud.
Was that your mic drop moment right there? Thank you for that, Tracy. By the way, Tracy did FaceTime me about 25 times during the Tahiti trip to rub it in my face. Yeah.
I was checking in, Brent. Tracy. Brent, I was checking in. This is my favorite pool in the entire world. It just overlooks the sunset over the island of Moorea. It is absolutely amazing. And for me, this is all made possible by Tahitian Noni Juice. That's my 19 years of being involved with this incredible product and this culture, which is so appreciative of everything that we do. And so here's the, you guys have any questions on any of that?
I'm just blown away. I knew it was a beautiful place, but I'd not seen the pictures, just a few you had posted. It was really, but I will fit the culture. I can do the dance because I can, I look like that with my shirt off. Brent's a little thin for that, but I could look like the guy that was out there in his grass skirt. So go ahead, keep going. I'm just amazed at the beauty.
So here's the big thing that, right now, as people are asking you about Tahiti, they're like, oh, Tracy, you got to talk to me about Tahiti and what's going on. And they're like, and you talk about the qualifications, and it is an ultimate trip. It's like a $10,000 trip. I mean, it is worth every effort that you put into it. But people often look at me and they go, I can't qualify for that. It's not for me. And it's like, no. Someone mentioned earlier, Coach Palmer said something about the mindset of like, get 4 people there, earn the money, then go experience Utah with you. But there's a strategy that we've always used called it's promo stacking. And what is promo stacking? So promo stacking is when right now we have 3 huge promos that we're running with incentive trips. We have Utah, we have Costa Rica, and we have Tahiti. And they grow by reward. but qualification also grows with them. And so when you promo stack, what you're doing is you're looking back and you're going, okay, how am I going to qualify for Tahiti? And I'm like, man, it's so much. I'm not even going to even try. Well, that's the wrong mindset, because what you do is you promo stack. And what that looks like is you got your power line and then you got your pay line, right? So you got to qualify for Tahiti, or for Tahiti, you got to get whatever your qualification is, wherever you're at. We're not going to go into the qualifications, but you need to up. You got to title up, essentially, right? And create volume. What you do to title up is you find somebody and you help them go to Utah. That's your focus. You find somebody and you put everything into that person to help them qualify for Utah. Help them earn that $3,000 to Utah. And guess what? You'll probably find another Utah person in there. So what do? You keep driving that Utah promo. And what's going to happen if you get 2 or 3 or 4 people qualified for Utah? You're probably going to title up, right? I mean, it's not hard. If you look at, like, how do I climb Belvedere, that high mountain? How do you get to the top of it? Well, you could skydive in, James Bond it, use a paraglider or whatever. That sounds hard and difficult. Or what you could do is you could start at the bottom of the mountain and take a step. What sounds easier and more duplicatable? So promo stack, use this strategy to be able to title up. Because I promise you, if you qualify to go to Tahiti, you will come back a changed person. You will come back somebody that has absolutely has an understanding of our company and our mission and of gratitude. Because how many people have gone to Hawaii? A lot. How many people do you know personally that have gone to Tahiti if you take me out of the picture? There's not a lot. It is an experience of a lifetime. What's the worst case scenario, guys? You don't hit your mark. What happened in the meantime? You built a really nice residual income. So to me, it is super easy to go out and fail with this promo, because all you're doing is making more money and creating residual income for yourself. But I promise you, if you get there, you will absolutely love it.
Coach, he's drinking his nothing. He's got a bottle right now.
Hey, some people drink it. Some people drink a shot. Me and Todd Rowland, we drink it around the bottle.
So do I. Hey, my bottle's marked in the refrigerator. It's off limits. I just drink right out of the bottle.
Hey, I got to say,
somebody told me the other day that's why I can't lose weight. I'm drinking 12 bottles of Noni a month.
That'd be right, because that may be my problem. I drink a lot of it. I love what you just said, though, about tying the promos together.
Yeah.
You get people going to Utah and you help those people get people to Utah. Obviously, all of it powers up, and it's going to send some people to Tahiti.
Yeah, Chris, you're not going to Tahiti unless you get people to Utah.
That's exactly right.
You can't do it. I mean, it's virtually impossible.
Well, I will tell everybody this. Todd doesn't even know I've said this. I actually called my daughter last night and I said, just so you know, I'm going back on a recruiting mission. You won't be number one long, because I'm going to Tahiti and I'm going to find me enough people that I can help go to Utah. And I didn't know you were going to talk about it that way, but I thought all I got to do is get people to Utah. I'll win Tahiti. And this is exactly my thought pattern. I'll go to Utah with them and I'll pay my way, and then they're going to pay my way to Tahiti. So it's all about where you are. The good news is that these Tahiti trips are not just one. Company's going to do them. Am I correct, Todd or Brent? They're going to do these every year, right? We're going to do these constantly. So it's just because you don't qualify right now doesn't mean you can't qualify next year. And so if you're new, you're thinking long-term, short-term, Utah, Costa Rica, long-term.
Yeah. And actually, Chris, this year, what they're doing is this year is land. Next year is sea. So next year will be a cruise amongst the islands. So you'll go to, when you rent out the ship, you tell the ship where to go, but you'll go to to Raiatea and Hunini and Bora Bora and Moorea. I mean, you kind of pick your islands, and I've done both. And I'm telling you flat out, that cruise is amazing. Everything I just showed you here is, I mean, it's 300 people on this boat. The service is awesome. The scuba diving, I mean, you just get to, I mean, it is absolutely breathtaking, that cruise. And so, like you said, if you don't get it this year, guess what? You build for next year and the year after, the year after. It is going to be a part of our culture as a company to be able to have this trip on an annual basis. And you'll want to go every year. Trust me.
I'm excited.
Might not come back.
It's tempting not to.
I was thinking about that, about all the stress levels. Those people we deal with such a different level of life than what they do. But, you know, I think you broke this down, and my new battle cry has been what Coach Rowland's been saying. And we've been really turning this into our Super Saturdays. That is income producing activities.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter how many Zooms you're on, plug it in is imperative. This is learning. It's keeping yourself motivated. Looking at your back office is not training. The only thing that's going to get you to Utah, your team to Utah and get you to Tahiti is income producing activities. And sometimes I've forgotten that word. You know, Todd started talking about, you know what, we forget. And I think we may have got that because Coach Palmer began to talk about that, getting people to the first base, second base, and just building your organization, but literally doing income producing activities on a daily basis. And I think that's where people in our industry fail. They want to work, they want to get on one prospect. And I see it happening all the time. Somebody talks to one prospect and they wait 3 weeks for them to make a decision. Talk to a prospect daily, 2 prospects a day. How much you want to make? More prospects, you start income producing activities. And I think I'd actually forgotten that. Even though my income's pretty good because I got a lot of people that are, the fact is I need to be doing more income producing activities. And Tahiti has got me motivated. Your pictures really blew my mind that you've been posting on. When you show those today and in the description, you can mark it down. I'm on my way. I'm going to pull this off. I hadn't even studied that way it works, but I want to go to Tahiti. I really do. I just think it's really cool. I mean, I've been to some cool places. I have never been there. Brent, Coach, but I just should say Coach. I'm making calls on either one of you.
we're getting a lot of questions, Chris, about where the qualifications are. We will post those in NewAge Nation, MOA Challenge. It'll be around where everybody can see the qualifications. So as soon as this call's over, the qualifications will be posted all around the different sites different groups where you can find those. And Tracy, thank you. You know, this is one of the exciting things about this company is the fact that we have multiple cultures inside of this company that we can experience through people like yourself, Tracy, that at the end of the day, birds of a feather flock together. And, you know, no matter what tribe you originally came from, you know, that we all make up NewAge. It's great to be able to come inside of here and just embrace. You know, I watched Todd Rowland when he first tasted Tahitian noni, and literally he drank probably four of these bottles in one setting at the corporate office, and then he was hooked. But I hope if you're on this call that you're somebody that has that open mind, that's willing to embrace the cultures of this amazing company, because if you don't, you're truly missing out.
Yeah.
Hey, Betsy Waters just posted the qualifications, by the way, in the chat. Betsy just put them up. Of course, we got so many people helping. Betsy posted the qualifications in the chat room for you to copy right now. Go ahead, Todd.
I was just going to say, Jackie, you and Tracy were absolutely amazing. One of the best Saturday mornings I've ever been on. Y'all, you know, a lot of times I'm doing the training, but this morning, like, I got so much. Like, I'm fired up. I want to win the trip. I want to look like Jackie. I want to run a marathon. I'm ready to run through the brick wall after today. But next Saturday, Chris, you and Brent may not even have looked at your calendar yet, but next Saturday, there will not be a normal training. We will be live in Andalusia, Alabama, which is South Alabama, doing a Super Saturday. We'll go live with the presentation that I think either David Daltrey, Brent, or Chris are doing, but big training with the South Alabama group, and you'll hear from Brent and Chris on pay plan and everything else. That will begin next Saturday, I believe at 10 a.m. Central. Hang on, I got it right here. Let me double check. David, are you here?
He's here. I think he is.
David, if you can unmute David and you share. I'm going to share.
I'm here. So, yeah, we start at 10, Todd, and we go till 2 o'clock that day. And it's going to be packed. We do have a lunch provided, but it'll probably be a working lunch because there's so many people speaking that our time is valuable. We have to pack in as much as we can during the time allotted. And then afterwards, there's a local little hangout area called the pub, called the B. Don't have to drink alcohol, if you're doing the beast mode, but it's one of the few places in our town that's cozy and has a good hangout place for people to mingle. Because I know some people are staying afterwards that are staying the night that they've got it. Asked about hotel accommodations, and there is Best Western in town and Holiday Inn. They're both very nice. So tickets are on Eventbrite. I'll post that in the link real quick and in the chats. And let me do that. But we expect a full house. I know I've been talking with Kim Gray, and she has said over and over that she expects well over 50 people to be there at this event. So we're shooting for 100. So maybe it will.
We're excited about being there next week. I'm looking forward to it. I've driven through Andalusia many times. I'm always Destin, Florida, but I've not stopped.
Trip. I'm always up for a road trip.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I think we're already over a little bit.
I see Todd post that in the chat. That's our link for a ticket if you're a brand partner. And the guests come for free. We don't charge them. All of our fees cover your guests. So bring your guests to help grow your team because the mindset and the experience you can't replace that. It's just invaluable. So, and thanks Chris and Brent for coming down, and Todd for all your help putting this together as well.
David, make sure you post this on Level Up so people can see that, and as well as the Eventbrite. I've had some people ask me about the ticket. So if you don't mind getting that posted, it'd be great. Send it out for Level Up and all the groups. So any parting words, coaches? Well, guys, I think we'll see most of you next Saturday. Again, next Saturday will be the live broadcast. We will not be here at 9. We will have the live broadcast starting at 10. Those links will be posted. It'll be the same link, but we'll have that set up for you so you can watch the Super Saturday from there in Andalusia. I know our Canadian folks are not even opened up yet, but we're looking forward to doing a training in Canada one of these days if we can ever get through the borders. So I'm looking. Brent says he's always up for a road trip. I've been wanting to do a Canadian road trip for a while. I do want it to be summertime though. They said it was sleeting up there this morning, so I'll skip that part. I'd rather go south. But y'all have a great day. Looking forward to next Saturday with David and that crew and Kim and all that's going to be there. And we'll look forward to that. Again, thanks, Jackie, and thank you, Tracy. Wonderful morning. I'm excited about Tahiti. So y'all have a great day. Thanks for
Love you guys. Grateful for you. Have a great weekend.
Everybody give a big wave at Brent's trademark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Big training today, guys.
Thank you so much. That was out.